right, so let's start off. Oh, wow, look at this. All right, so Marilu, I know this is your class, so I'll let you lead it, okay?
So it's gonna be half and half, okay?
Okay, half and half, that sounds good to me. Not a problem at all.
I
All right,
love.
so
Okay, this is gonna be a great class. Hello, everybody. I'm going to share a lot of great info that I have from my past coach, from Mike Ferry. This is an information that I have received from her. She was always calling me, texting me, emailed me, and she was always asking me to go back and read all this info daily before starting my prospecting. Okay, so in order for us to be a great top listing agent, we have to have, our mind has to be on the right place, on the right direction. We have to have a positive mind in order for us to get a better connection when we're making the phone calls.
that's right. Because when you have a positive mind and you output great actions, you get great results, right?
Exactly.
Good. And with that, what else? Positive outlook, right? Whenever we're positive and our outlook is positive, we are going to see the positive in everything, whether it's happening to you or for you or through you. It's important that we see the positive in everything. A lot of people take they take losses as personal and they become victim mindset, right? And they point the fingers outwards. But if you point the finger inward, you can always see the positive in everything and you can grow from it.
Yeah, exactly. And also, let's say when we are making the phone calls, okay, you had to feel good in order for us to receive more yeses during the day. If you're making a phone call, you have everybody has a problems. I do have a problems. Everybody has a problems. But when we are making a phone calls, when we're looking for business, we have to feel good in order for us to have a better connection. And when you're making calls, please just be focused on your phone and your numbers that you putting into the phone, into the dialer. Because when you're making calls, you're texting, you're looking into the emails, you're texting to somebody else, your mind is in another place. So means your energy is going to a different direction, not directly to your client. So that's why we had to have our mind into the positive and everything. When I'm making calls, I'm going to set up a listing appointment today. I'm going to get my 50 contacts today. That's something that you telling to your mind and you declare to the universe. That's why it's very important when you're making calls. You have to feel good. If you don't feel good, if you have so many problems, don't make any phone calls. Take a couple hours off, do something else. But when you are on the phone, that's a short time. That's when you're looking for business.
I love it. And you know what? You said an embedded command like over and over and over. Can anybody tell me in the chat what that embedded command she said over and over was? I know the people that took Shadi Boss's class, you guys probably know. Do you guys know what the embedded command was? That's right, Helena. You got to feel good. Whenever we're doing anything, in real estate, especially in sales, we have to feel good. Because if we feel good, our clients are going to feel comfortable with us and they're going to feel good to use us. So that's why you want to make sure we feel good. So good. Self-belief. How important is it to have self-belief, Marilu?
I think it's 1,000%.
1,000%.
Yeah, for me, it's 1,000% because I had to believe when I'm making my phone calls, I had to believe that I'm going to get somebody who is looking to either buy or sell. And I have to believe it myself that I am the best listing agent. I am the best person in the phone. And I had to believe that everything that I'm doing everything because I would love to be at service to my clients and I'm looking for more business. In order for us to have a better life, better style, we have to keep prospecting daily. Mike Ferry, he always say, let's go back to the basics, means let's go back to the phone. They shared a class, I think like 2 weeks ago, and he sent like this big sentence: stop scrolling into the Facebook, Instagram, go back to the phone. Please, guys, listen. Everybody wants to be famous in this time, right? making a video, making a text. I just want to start. Who was watching my video? Just put a video, close your phone, go back to the phone. That's something that he's been teaching and teaching for the last maybe 2 years, 3 years. So believe in yourself. When you're making calls, you're the number one in the phone.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And you know what? I know that this question is in somebody's head right now because somebody's on the chat that has this question. So Marilu, if I struggle with self-belief, how do I get past that?
I think you have to take some moment, take some time off, go back, maybe do some meditation. Maybe you had to do the visualization. You had to see yourself during the day. I wake up early, I do my prayer right away, I do my visualization, and I do my meditation. And I see myself, okay, running, making my green juice, making my coffee, getting into the office, opening my computer, looking into the emails, getting ready for my class. So I think we had to prepare ourselves in order for us to have a better results.
That's right. That's right. And you know what? I think we're actually going to cover it a little bit later on one of the best habits of how we can, you know, those who struggle with self-belief, how do we get that belief to increase, right? And it's really a huge part of it is your community, you know, your community, that prep work of the self-visualization, the meditation, the writing it out, right? Because a lot of times, you know, people come from a W-2 into the 1099 world. So a lot of times you're not going to have that self-belief already built out because someone has already been feeding you. But once you get into a community that's already getting it done and you can see it happening, right? And then it makes everything much easier. So it's very important that we're around the right community who they're getting these things done, right? They're signing listings, they're on the phones, and they're actually doing it. They're not just saying it. So we're going to cover that a little bit later. But yeah, good answer right there. Here we go. All right. So I know in your notes you had put it's important to take risk. Why is it important to take risk?
You know, if you don't take risks, I think you are not doing your job because, you know, sometimes we have to pay a coach. I'm spending my money. I give my money to somebody else. So in order for me to give this money to somebody else, I had to put so much attention in order for me to keep learning and growing. You know, for me, it's another thing is, and instead of going to shopping, buying a clothes, buying my shoes, buying something else, my money is going directly to my school because everything is going to my mind. In order for me to get better, I had to get better. I had to make the payment. I had to, you know, keep reading more books, listening to scenarios in order for me to share with everybody here in my office and with everybody. I love to share with everybody. That's something that if you know, something else. Okay, so one more thing is you have to wake up early. Nobody wants to wake up early. Oh, 5, 6, 7, I'm okay. You know, taking a risk is getting early, do everything we had to do in order for us to get ready, getting into the office or getting into the phones or getting into Zoom meeting. That's something that we had to do in order for us to keep getting better. Like Mike Ferry, he always say, getting better 1% daily. What is the percentage at the end of the year? So this is something that taking a risk is you doing something else in order for you to get better and be able to share with everybody.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a great take. You know, if you don't take risk, you're never going to get out of your comfort zone. And the return, your compounding returns, they start to diminish, right? Because when you say you're going 1% daily, if you compound 1% per day, you're going to be so much better by the end of the year, or even in just, you know, a couple months, you know, just growing by 1%. That compound effect is serious when you take risks. So it's important to definitely go beyond who you are now. Make fast decisions. So why is this so important to, because there's two different types of people, right? There's people, I'm just gonna jump in. And then there's the other person who, hey, you know what? I'm gonna wait till everything's perfect. The weather's 69 degrees. And, you know, I have all the resources and knowledge before I start. Like, why is it important to make fast decisions?
Yeah, I think for me, it's 100% because, you know, sometimes, let's say I'm planning to buy a book. Oh, let me wait. It was me before 3 years ago. Now I'm looking into the computer. Okay, this book is going to help me. Okay, I just buy my book. I gave it to my house. Order this book for me. okay, I'm taking this class. I already paid for this class. Everything that I've been making on this business, I've been putting into my school. I'm not looking to see the results today, tomorrow, 30 days. My mind isn't on the next maybe 2-3 years. That's why we had to see the future. What is going to be my future in the next 2-3 years? That I see myself making calls daily on the next 3 years? No way, Jose. I don't want to be on the phone in the next 2-3 years. That's why when you working, you have to go all in into your business, because I had 20 years on this business, but I feel that I'm new in this business for the last 6 years, because that's when my life changed. Because before I was not doing anything. I was everywhere, opening the doors for the appraisal, for the inspection. I wasn't everywhere, every day, anytime. So now, for the last 6 years, I had to follow my schedule. Before I was crazy. Taking the day off, going to pick up my family. I was doing for everybody in my family, everything for my family. Hey, somebody's coming from Mexico, go over there, okay? Any day, anytime, that's fine. Now, no, I had to have a highly respect to my schedule. I had to be on the phone daily. If I had to do something, it has to be after 12. My morning machine routine that I had to follow. That's why decisions has to take right away. Like Shari, he said, you have to take a decision right away, Marilu. 99.9, it's when you're taking a decision faster, you are going to have the right results, something like that. So that's why when we keep procrastinating, waiting and waiting, I just want to see if this agent is doing better than me. I just want to see something else. I just want to see if this company is good for me. Just jump in. If it is not working, go back. That's fine. You are a self-employee. You are not selling yourself to this company, not to the lender, not to the escrow, not to nobody. You have to take the responsibility that you are going to be the next person who is going to be the number one in your family.
That's right. Yep. Yeah, you got to take responsibility. And it's funny. I just heard a great saying. Well, not saying, but there's a concept, right? Most people they don't realize that most of the learning in a new concept, like such as lead gen or calling expireds, if you just took 20 hours, right? Let's just say you called expireds for 20 hours and you were super consistent. The most learning in that skill happens in the first 20 hours, right? Yes, you're going to do it for hours upon hours, but that first 20 hours, you're going to grow so much. And most people, they'll wait 3 weeks, 3 months, or even 3 years before they actually get started. So there's a time where, there's a period where, hey, you know what? I want to learn this. And then the next period is when you actually decide to do it. Most people, they allow their delay period between when they receive a concept and actually apply it. They allow that to be too big. So we have to close the gap on how long it takes for us to go from, hey, I just learned this concept to actually applying it. So that's why we have to make fast decisions, right? Feel forward. There's going to be times where it's going to suck. You're going to lose money, but you're not actually losing money. You're investing it into growing yourself personally, because we grow to the level, our business grows to the level that we do. So we got to continue to grow. Anyways, let's keep moving. Got to be consistent and persistent, right? We got to be consistent every single day. Yep. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. This has to happen every day. You want to expand upon this?
Yeah.
You're the consistency queen.
Yeah, in this business, we have to keep consistent, showing up to the same day, same time, same day. You have to show up for the role play. As you can see, how many people we had today? 24. You see, remember for the first maybe 1, 2, and 3 class, maybe 1, 2, and 3, and maybe the last one 4. It was 30, 35, 41 people, 41 age. And I think one day it was 45. Where is everybody now? Because especially in this business, we want to see the results right away. Sometimes agents, they don't want to work. They want something really quick, really fast. Mike Ferry, he was saying during the last class, especially on this business and this industry and this new market, this is the tree, right? Everybody was just getting the fruit from here. everybody for the last maybe 1-2 years. No more fruit in this tree. Everything is already been out. So now we have to start working and looking for better clients, better buyers, better sellers. That's why low fruit is no more available for nobody. That's why a lot of people is leaving. You know, we want to see results today. Not even a baby, it takes 9 months. So that's why we have to keep role play, showing up the same day, same time, getting the phone, and be persistent. One day over and over and over and over, just keep making phone calls. Go after listings, go after the for sale by owners. This is the 2 sellers that they already take the opportunity to sell. So we need to go after these 2 because they are looking to sell. They are looking to work with a great agent who is going to bring value. Consistency, show up daily. Persistency, keep doing the same thing daily over and over. And you are going to see a great results, getting and making a lot of money, receiving a lot of checks.
Exactly. Yeah, no, that's it. The consistency part, I think that's where most agents fail, right? Because when we see something new and shiny, it's easy. We can do it for, a couple weeks, couple months, but as soon as, month 4 happens or, week 2 or day 2 happens, it's like, man, I'm not getting the results I want yet. But if you continue to be consistent and persistent, right? Persistent, you have more sense of urgency with that, then you're going to win. Just like the story that we described before we started hitting record, the agent who their first deal was a $3.5 million listing because what did they do every single day? They called for 7 months straight, and that year they made $250,000, first year. I'm sure that all of us would love to make an extra $250,000, but we just have to be consistent. Moving forward along. So we got to think long-term, right? We want to set intentions long-term. So that way our world has a direction, right? Or at least our future has a direction. Because if we don't know where we want to be long-term, today's action is really hard to compound today's actions and get them to start moving towards that long-term goal, right?
Yeah, that's on that one. Let me elaborate a little bit more, Richard.
Yeah, go for it.
We have 1 week business plan, 30 days, 6 months, 12 months, 2, 3, and 5. So you need to start putting everything in order to see where are you going? When are you planning to stop making phone calls? I don't think everybody wants to be on the phone 6-7 hours for the next 2-3 years. But if we put everything right now, you are going to see a better results. Maybe sometimes you are going to bring somebody else. Maybe you are going to bring an assistant, a buyer agent, so that way you can share more money. You can share 50 and 50, making more money, and you are going to working less. That's why I have received a lot of phone calls. A lot of people text me daily. Do you have a leads for me? I'm planning to work with a broker or with a group, but I would love to see if you can give me leads that I'm going to just start, showing homes. No, senor, I don't have any leads. I'm going to show you how to fish. Now, I'm not going to give you just the fish. I'm going to show you how you are going to be able to fish daily. And this is going to be a great return for you for your life. Everybody wants to have everything right away now, especially with the people who was working with a lot of Zillow, a lot of the other programs, 30% for the company, 20% for the office. You was making only 25, 30%. Just go on the phone and make more money. That's my personal opinion, okay?
Yeah, I agree. I think that we have to understand that it's all about the relationships. All we're technically doing is turning a lead into a relationship and cultivating that relationship until they're ready to go. That's literally all it is, right? And the only thing that internet companies do, which I'm not gonna, bash on internet companies, is that they're giving us somebody who might be closer to being ready. But if you just took the time, made the 100, 200 calls every single day, you can develop those relationships organically, and it'll cost you way less per lead and per closing. So thinking long term, here's I just want to unpack this a little bit more. Thinking long term. So for an agent who is newer, maybe they're not part of the group right now, what are the KPIs that they need to focus on? All right, hey Marilu, I need to have my 5-year vision, 3-year, 2-year. What benchmarks should they be judging, so that way they know how to control their vision?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question, Richard.
Okay, so for newer agents, you can
Uh-huh.
hear me, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So what benchmark should they be following? So should they have a 5-year vision, a 3-year vision, a 1 week? So how many long-term goals should they have?
Okay, yeah, yes, we have to start with maybe like 1 week. Okay, let's say it is a brand new agent.
Okay.
How do you see yourself on the next 30 days, 60 days, 6 months, 12 months? How much money are you planning to make for the next 12 months? So we need to start doing the business plan with the at least minimum 6 months and then 12 months, 1 year, which is 2 years, 3 years, and 5. But number one is we need to go back and ask, what are you planning to do? How do you see yourself on the next 30 days? Are you planning to make calls? Are you planning to host an open house? What are you planning to do? What is going to be the number one that you're planning to go all in 100%? You know, sometimes a lot of agents, I love to, just hosting an open house. I love to be on the phone. I love just to, start farming the areas. So that's why, number one, we had to ask, what do you like? Why are you doing this business? What is your why? Why you choose to do this business? Sometimes agents, they don't know. I've been asking a lot of agents, why are you doing this business? I just want to be a self-employee. I just want to make a lot of money. Are you willing to sacrifice your life? Be on the phone 6-7 hours? So that's why sometimes we don't know. That's why we need to keep asking the questions. Okay, let's put your business plan in order. How many hours are you planning to prospect? How many days are you planning to work? That's why I add to all my group, I give all 2023 every month. Let me know, check how many days are you planning to work in every month? Okay, and every month, adding everything at the end of the 12 months, tell me how many days are you planning to work? Oh, okay, 255. Okay, so from these 255, how many hours are you planning to prospect? Prospect is when you're making calls, when you're looking for business, not just working on the file, doing TC. That's why, number one, we need to ask the question, how many days? How much money are you planning to make? Why are you doing this business? And we are going to start from there. Business plan is very important. Business plan is everybody GPS. Where are you going? If we don't have a business plan, we lost in this business.
Yep.
100%.
You're absolutely right. Based on what you were telling me, it made me think of something. So I think when we have a long-term vision, right? We have a long-term vision, so our goals laid out, it allows our short-term intentions to be more clear. You know what I mean? Sorry, you're muted. Marilu. Hello? You are muted.
I'm sorry?
I was saying that something you brought up, it made me think. So when we have clear long-term vision, it allows our short-term intentions to be super clear, right?
Yes.
And when you're super clear on your short-term intentions, you become so much more efficient. Because I'm willing to bet that you prospecting for, I don't know, let's say 2 hours a week is probably better than most people's 20 hours a week, because you're super clear 2 hours a day, or those 2 hours, you're very clear, you're very focused, and versus somebody who's doing it for 20 hours. However, they're on Facebook, they're on Instagram, and they're doing other things, right?
Yeah, and especially in this business, number one, we had to be effective and we had to be efficient. Sometimes you are on the phone 3 hours, but your mind is not on the phone. It's in another place.
That's right. So let's keep moving. So believe that everything is possible. How important is that? Is that important?
100%.
We got to believe everything is possible, right? We got to always be generous. So generosity is, so why is it important to be generous?
Because when you give, you receive. When you give something, but you are not expecting anything in return. I give my time. I love to share, but I'm doing because I love to share. Sometimes agents, sometimes people, oh, I would love to do this, but I would love to get this back. No, when you give, you receive. Just wait. I don't know when, but it's coming. That's me.
I think that's where me and you align very well, is that we both are very generous. There's a lot there. We could have created a course and sold it. However, it's like, no, let's just give it away for free. Let's just help the industry. Let's help everyone, you know? It's gonna come back, but let's just help everyone up front. So I like that. Believe in people. Why is it important to believe in people?
Yeah, for me, it's 100% belief. I would love to be close to good people. Let's say, I would love to be close to you. I would love to be close to everybody who really, really show up and role play and prospect with me daily. Because I'm always making my phone calls, but I'm listening to everybody. Oh, I would love to use that one. The Elenita just closed a deal. Why is very important? Because, you know, you sharing with everybody, you listening to everybody. I would love to be close to good people, which is, you know, Leo. He's super smart. I would love to be close to my people, believe in people. That's why when I make the decision to change my license, where I'm going, but I had to do this right away, right? But you have to be close to good people, believe in people who is making more than you. And I would love to be these people in the future.
Yeah. You know what? I didn't even think that I would get this deep with this slide, but now that I'm listening to you, I'm like, man, that's absolutely right. We got, if we have, and I'm going to relate it to this. When you're a baby, right? Or when you're growing up, if you're a 5-year-old and somebody tells you that expired calls are easy to make, what are you going to, what's going to be your thoughts, right? Are you going to believe that they're easy to make? Well, yeah, you're 5 years old. Whatever adults tell you is going to be the truth, right? So the same thing with when we grow up, if we get around the right people and we believe in them, hey, the sky's the limit, because they're telling, hey, listen, all you need to do is X, Y, and Z, and you do X, Y, and Z, you're gonna get the results. But we got to be around the right people. So
Exactly.
don't believe in luck.
Yeah,
right?
let me go back on that one really quick.
Oh, you want to go back? Okay, go.
Especially for us that, you know, our English is a second language. I have a good friend. She's making so much money, man. So much money. She's on the phone daily, 6-7 hours. She's a Latina. She have an accent. Say, if she's making this money, why not me? If they don't like when I make my phone call, if they don't like my accent, it's okay. I'm going and look for somebody else. So that's why I'm always telling everybody, it's okay. Just go back and look for somebody else.
Yeah, I agree. So don't believe in luck. Is it because luck is for leprechauns or what?
Just look and everything is coming to you.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing, obviously, you know, it's not about the luck part. It's about putting out the work. Because if you do the work and you plant the seeds, you're going to get the results. But if all you're thinking is, man, I hope I get lucky and hit the lottery, it's really hard to hit the lottery in real estate. You have to put in the work. You know, there's no secret to success. So,
yeah.
This is a very important slide, and I want you to expand on it. Highly respect your mind and your body if you want to be a top listing agent.
Yep. You have to have a great mind. Your mind has to be clean and clear when you are going directly to the phone. If you have so much things in your mind, I don't think you will be able to get a great connection when you're making a phone calls. Everybody has problems. Me too, everybody. But you know, short time. Mike Ferry, he always say, short time is when you are getting in the phone, that's short time. This is the best time. This is your 3 hours. You're just looking for one yes. If you put 3 to 4 hours on the phone daily, 100%, you're just looking for one yes, you are going to see a great results in less time. You just finish at 1, 2, 3 p.m. You have one listing appointment, go home, enjoy the day, but you have something already that you're planning to make money in the next 30, 60 days. That's why it's very important. Highly respect your mind, your body. Exercise daily. Do something, you know. Don't drink things that they are not good for your body. Have a great energy. That's something that I've been doing for the last 3 years. I'm always running 2 miles daily. My mind, it's clean, it's clear. I have problems, wait for me over here. Like Joe Dispenza, stay here. I'm going to do my job.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's great. It's very important, you know. Our bodies are our temples, so we got to make sure that we're respecting them and we're keeping everything clean, you know. when you're out drinking or smoking or, you know, doing dumb stuff, it's going to affect your body, you know, and also your mind. You know, it's not just, hey, there's bad things you eat. There's a lot of times there's bad people that you're around, and those bad people can get into your mind, you know, and be toxic energy vampires. So we got to stay away from them. So respect yourself enough to stay away from you know, the things and the people who are going to affect you in a negative way. So you know what, let's take a quick stop right here. I want to see in the chat or out loud, share something that you guys have, you know, felt like this is an aha or you think is useful. Like I'd love to get some ahas, because even if you don't feel like sharing, if you share, it makes it more real for everybody else. So if you want to mute yourself, guys, I want to hear what you're learning so far.
Yes, please.
Let's see. Let us see. Mute yourself or in the chat. Believe in people. If you can, why can't I? Thank you so much for sharing, Carolina. Let's see, who else? Who else has learned something? I can't see everybody, so I don't know who to call on. Let's see. Important mindset.
Positive mindset.
Yes, Mary, I love it. A successful business starts with a healthy lifestyle. Look at you coming in. So the one who just shared, that's Jocelyn. She is still in school for real estate and she's learning this stuff. I love it. Business plan is your GPS. Absolutely. Somewhat, you know, obviously you have the Keller Williams there, so you're all about the GPS. You understand it completely. You got to have a GPS, you know, to let your body and your mind know where you're going. So respecting your schedule, that's huge. Respecting your schedule, especially as an entrepreneur, right? If somebody was paying you to do it, what would you be doing? Let's see, make decisions quickly. My struggle. Elena, you are right, girl. I know. Consistency is key. There's no way around the work you have to do daily. Yeah. 100. Yeah, you're completely right, Monica. We have to do the work. We can't get around it. So these are great ahas. I appreciate everyone who's sharing. You know, it's important because sometimes something that you'll say will impact someone else. So it's important that we share what we're learning because sometimes we don't always hear it. Like myself, I love to listen to podcasts or videos. Like I'll listen to them like 3 to 4 times. So that way I hear it so many times and then it'll click. So good. All right, let's keep it moving. All right, we're gonna go a little bit faster on this second half. So thank you so much if you shared. All right, strong work ethic, Marilu. Gotta have a strong work ethic for sure. You know, I think we've already covered this. You got to get up early and you got to put in the work. There's no getting around it, you know. Great listener.
Yep.
I like this one. Let's expand on this one. So why is it important to be a great listener when you want to be a strong listening agent?
Yeah, when you're making a phone call, you have to listen for the other side. Just listen to what they are telling you, what they are saying. Oh, my property was on the market for 30 days. Nothing happened. The agent never market my property. I never get any good offers. And you start asking questions and questions. Just wait for them to tell you everything and go back and ask another question. Be a good listener. When you listen to them, you have 100% chance to get a listing appointment.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Because when you listen and you ask great questions, you can uncover their motivation. You can figure out exactly what the issue is. But if you're not listening, it's very, very hard to uncover their motivation. But if you know their motivation, once you figure this out, it's so easy, right? It's like a tree, right? Once you know, okay, I got to ask a question. What's the motivation, right? They're going to give you one of, I don't know, let's say 5 answers. And if you know the answer to all those 5 questions, I mean, what are they going to say that you can't get by, right? So it's important that we're always role playing, but also listening is more important. So master of presenting. How much emphasis do we put on master of presenting? You know, how important is this?
It's 100%. You have only one chance to do the listing presentation or to ask great questions when you have either the buyer or the seller on the phone. That's why mastering your scripts is 100% vital for this business. Mastering, okay, bring great value to the seller when you are doing the listing presentation. At the end of the day, they never ask for the commission because they see the value. Oh my gosh, she's good. Let's sign. Don't ask how much money, what is the percentage, what is the commission. Let's sign. Just bring me a great buyer, okay? So mastering your presentation, master your presentation. That's when you are getting more listing signed.
You know what? I feel like this is a great question. So mastering presentation, just so we could put this in perspective, because a lot of people don't practice this. So how many hours would it take me to master my presentation? Would you say 10, 20, 5 hours, 100 hours, 1,000 hours? How many hours do I need to put in so that I can be sufficient enough to go close a listing and then feel like I'm a master at it?
I think it depends on every person. You know, sometimes an agent, it was me before, just 20 minutes, it's okay. Just my script, it's okay. Now, no, I had to go back and start listening to my script, recording myself, handwrite my script. And I've been doing this for a long time. You see my finger? I do this, my scripts daily, 5 times per day. I do my listing presentation. I do my pre-qualification. I do my for sale by owner and my expire daily.
So
I don't want to be in this business for the next 20 years.
yeah, absolutely not. So let's just say we had a new agent and they don't know anything. How long would it take them to go from, I don't know anything about presenting to, I can go take a listing I can go take a listing?
My coach from Mike Ferry, she was telling me all the time, take 1 week, memorize 1 script. Next week, another one. Next week, another one. Because sometimes, oh, I just want to do the expire today and the evening, the for sale by, or tomorrow, vice versa. No, just take 1 week, memorize 1, next week, another one, next week, another one. When you have 5 and 6 ready in your mind, start in writing. Record yourself, listening when you're taking a shower. Oh my God, I don't like that voice. Let me go back and record myself. That's why it's very important. Listen to yourself, and you are going to, oh my God, I don't like how I was sounding in this script. That's why it's very important. Go back, handwrite the script, listening to yourself, and keep listening to, or keep writing your script morning and evening, and you are going to see a little bit difference. In the morning, maybe you feel something different. In the evening, oh, maybe you are tired. Go back and listen to yourself. It's very important.
Yeah. So if you focused, let's just say you took 2 hours a day and you worked on practicing your listing presentation, do you think you can be pretty proficient in a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, or how long you think?
I don't know. I think it's a little bit more than 3 weeks.
Okay.
So I've been doing this for a long time, and I don't think I am 100% on all my script. But you know what? One thing, when you have a great connection with the seller or with the husband and wife on the phone or on the table, when you have a great connection, you are going to get the listing signed because they don't know the script.
They don't know the script. Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. I would say if you went from knowing nothing to spending an hour to 2 hours a day for 30 days straight, I think that you'll be able to present no problem. Yep. I really believe that. So that's why, like, the person that's listening right now that maybe they're scared to start, like, oh, I don't want to, because everyone, when you start, you're going to suck. It's normal. But if you took 30 days, an hour to 2 hours a day, I guarantee that you would be way farther than most agents ever. Because most agents don't even practice presentation ever. Just take an hour to 2 hours a day for 30 days straight. I guarantee you're going to be a master at listing presentation.
Yeah, so. I do have a quick question for everybody. How many hours we had to expend in ourselves getting better with the scripts, handwriting the scripts, listening to an audio, reading a book? How many hours per day in order for us to get better daily?
Yeah, type in the chat, how many hours do you think we should work on personal development? Or say it out loud. 2 hours. Mary says 2. Elena says 3.
2. Yeah, 2 per day. 2 hours daily. Minimum 2.
The 3 or more daily. Okay, yeah. So what do you have to say about this? What do you think, Marilu?
Yeah, because when you expend maybe 1, 2, or 3 hours daily in yourself, getting better, you are going to get a better result, faster results, and you are going to make so much money.
Do you know what I love about this? Is
One is,
the
excuse me?
greatest part about this concept is when you spend 2 hours a day working on yourself. If we did 2 hours a day, let's say we take 2 weeks off, that's 10 hours a week, and that's 500, and let's say that's 500 hours a year. After 2 years, if you were up against someone else who didn't do anything at all, they never worked on personal development, you'd be 1,000 hours ahead of someone else.
Yes.
How much more do you think your value would be worth than the other person? I'm not saying that you're a better human being than they are. I'm just saying your real estate value, how much more would your value be in real estate as a professional? You think it'd be, more or less, right? It'd be way higher. Your value in real estate would be so much more. But most realtors, they don't care about working on themselves, so they never get the skills. So they're not able to elevate into those positions of, maybe team leader or broker or coach or whatever that is, because they never ever work on themselves. So yeah, 2 hours a day, I think it's a great amount of time.
Yes.
So let's keep going. Master at closing. That this obviously coincides with, presenting as well, and also asking great questions. If you ask the right questions and you have the right framework, and this is all from script, if you have the right framework, then you can master closing no problem at all. It's all NLP, embedded commands, mirror matching tonality, but this is something that 7:30 a.m., right, Marilu? Every single
Yes.
day, role play.
Yep.
That's the only way to have it. You know what? I'm curious. What do you think? How long would it take someone who's new to go from 0 to I'm very good at scripts?
Maybe like 30 days.
Yeah, I think so too. Because you got to imagine they'll spend at least an hour a day on working on the scripts. So that's 30 hours. Plus, they're going to be calling for another at least minimum 3 hours a day. So that's 3 times 30, that's 90. So now they've spent what, 120 hours working at it. I think that 120 hours of focused effort is going to take them so much farther. So
Unless we hypnotize them.
unless, you know what? Well, that's right, Bella, we're going to just bring you in, girl, and we're just going to have you hypnotize everybody as soon as they're ready. So let's keep going. Systematic. Okay. So this is something that actually Leo talked about, was anything that you have to do more than once, we have to have a process or a system in place, right? There has to be something in place. So that way we can start saving our, investing our time into higher income activities, right? So I want to relate this to lead gen versus admin work. If I spend 1 hour on lead, let's say I spend 3 hours on lead gen work, and I book, let's say I book one appointment and I get the listing and it pays me $15,000, versus I spend 3 hours on admin work and it pays me $15 an hour. Which one should I be doing?
Looking for business lead generation daily.
Lead generation daily. That's correct.
80 to 20%.
Exactly. So that's why everything else in your business needs to be systematized with an admin in place, a TC in place, or some type of process that compresses your timeline on doing these activities, whether you have an assistant or not. Everything, yeah, and upfront, it's going to take you a little bit longer to get all your systems in place. And actually, you know what? We will be sharing systems as we go along, but I want you guys to have everything in place so you don't have to think. I just want you guys to do, and when you do, you receive, right? So you got to make sure that we're in the act of actually accomplishing, our activities. So did you want to go on this a little bit more, or are you good?
I think we are good on that one.
Okay, we'll keep going.
It's gonna be a great class on the future.
Yeah,
For everybody. Yeah.
I think a great class is going to be how to effectively set up processes and systems into your business, for anything.
Yep.
Yeah. How can I make everything I do duplicatable? So that way you can just hand it off. Always learning, right? Thank you to everyone who showed up today. You're always learning, right? The reason why you're here today is because you believe that, that you need to increase your value. So that way you don't have to keep prospecting forever, right? We got to keep learning and growing personally, so our business can continue to grow. And we talked about this already. Do whatever it takes. If you got to wake up early, you got to wake up early. You got to stay late. But let's get the hard stuff done, so that way later in life we have an easier life. This is an important one that I'll be honest, when I was younger in the business or newer in the business, I didn't focus on. You got to know the market like the back of your hand, right? You need to know the stats. What are the last 7 days? What trends are going on? Is the market going up or down? You know, we're under, our pendings going up, our sales going down, like what's going on? Because if you know this, then you can see the trends. And you can speak to them. When you speak to a client, right? If they give you some type of objection, like, oh, I think the market is doing this or that. But when you can be like, oh, well, actually, pendings are up, sales are down, our sales are up as well. However, new homes or new listings are down. So that means that the market's going to start dropping and we're not going to have as much inventory. And when you can speak to your clients in this manner, you're going to come from a place of authority and like, oh shit, wait, the market's dropping. Or I mean, or the inventory is dropping. So that means, you know, I have to do this or that. Or when you're speaking to a buyer or seller, we got to know our market though. Do you want to expand on this, Marilu?
Yeah, and especially when we are, you know, going to a listing appointment, we have to have the numbers ready in order for us to be able to work with the listing price, right? Because sometimes the seller wants to have a higher price. Now they are selling for less, so we have to prove. That's why we had to know the market, and also we had to have on market numbers in our mind in order for us to be able to explain right away. We have only one opportunity in order for us to get the listing signed. And remember, the more you marketing and prospect close to your location, it's a better way for you to make more money and make more deals. Remember, we had to go back and look the market. We had to read the market daily.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We got to stay on the market, and we have to have figures, because not every single client can be like, oh, you're cool, let's work. Sometimes you have to actually have the data in front of you, so that way you can show them, hey, this is what the numbers are doing, and this is, we can't predict the future, but we can tell you what's going on right now. So respect your time. If you don't respect your time, you know, you're not respecting, I would say you are not respecting your family. That's how far I would go with this. Because if you're not respecting your time, you're not being intentional, then I mean, who's going to suffer? It's not just you, it's the people that are financially dependent on you as well, and your team as well. So you had this in here. I want you to talk more about this. So the bigger the dream, the bigger they feel. What does this mean?
Yeah, let's say that I have a dream that my dream is, you know, to have no debts on the future, to have my house paid off, to be able to go anywhere without having any problems. That's my dream for me and my kids and my husband, my family, right? And how do you think you are going to feel when you are going to be able and close to accomplish your dream? Oh my God, I've been working so hard, but this is the best time. You know, I have, you know, a couple more years, maybe a couple of months that in order for me to be free and clear from everything. That's why you had to have a goal. You had to have a big dream. Why are you doing this daily? You had to have your vision board close to you. Oh my God, if I get another just today, I'm going to be able to pay this. Oh my God, I have to take my kids to Disney. That's why vision board is very important in front of your computer when you're making calls. That's your vision. That's your mission that you have. That's why we have two things. We have vision, it's from the eyes. That's the vision that we have. Mission is from here. What is my mission in this on this time? My mission is to share with everybody, because nobody was sharing with me for the last few years. So now I know that I was stuck on my office over there. So now I don't want to see people, you know, getting in and out from the business, and they don't have nobody helping them, pushing them, teaching them. That's why be close to good people, be close to people who really wants to share. You know, in this business, it's a lot of secret agents. Oh, I'm just doing this, but it's only for me. I don't want to share because you are going to take my business. So that's why you had to have a bigger dream. Oh, I just want to buy a car, 25,000. No, look for something else bigger. I want to buy my Tesla, 120 in the next 2 years, maybe next year. Have a big dream. When you have a big dream, you are going to see the results and you are going to feel good. Oh my God, on the next 6 months, I'm going to buy this. I'm going to take my kids to 6 days vacation to Cancun. That's why it's very important. Big dream big. And everything you have here, bring into your corazon right away.
Yep, because the bigger the dream, the bigger the action, you know? I think Tom Ferry talked about, Mike Ferry, actually, he talked about how whenever he wanted to get super productive, he'd go buy an expensive car. And he would just get his butt into gear and start working hard.
Yep.
So, we talked about having a plan. We talked about memorizing scripts, okay? And this is very important, right? We want to be part of masterminds and great groups. This is very important because I feel like most people are a product of their environment more than a product of their goals. Because if you're a part of an environment that's achieving high results, you're going to probably mirror and match those results. But if you're just, if you're the top person in a small environment, it's really hard to grow in that environment because you don't have a vision of what that looks like. So whenever you get to the top of the fishbowl, you want to get into a bigger one.
Exactly. Yeah.
So top listings agents are 100% disciplined, right? And they respect their schedule. So we talked about that. Wake up early, talked about that. And then you just talked about the mission and the vision. So your mission is with your what?
The mission is from the corazon. That's the mission. That's my mission.
Right.
The
From your
vision is
heart.
here. What's my vision right now? Where I'm going, what I'm planning to do, that I'm happy doing this, how I feel right now, sharing with everybody. For the last year, I think 2022, I'm just telling you guys, but I spent so much money in my classes. In order for me to buy one jean, my shoes, I always pay in my classes. I stopped going to the store for the last 3 years. I'm just buying something when I have a party or Christmas time, something for my kids for summertime. I stop everything because my vision and my vision is 100% different.
That's awesome. So any questions or comments that you guys have for us or for Marilu, so that way we can wrap this up. I wanted to respect everyone's time. So we have I would say I have about 12 minutes left here. So any questions, comments that you guys want to add?
I just want to say,
I love this class.
I just want to say thank you. I'm really happy that I hopped on today. But interestingly enough, there are 2 conferences happening right now. There's one conference this week, and then there's another one next week. And I just made a decision that I wasn't going to go to any conferences, to do anything else, because I've already committed to a change. And I need to be consistent in my business. And so as much as there were so many people asking me to come to attend, it's going to be great. And I made the decision on that. I said, I'm not going. I'm not traveling. I'm not going. I'm dedicating my time right now to my business because like Marilu said, I have some goals that I want to reach. And so if I don't change something, I'll change nothing. So last year I spent a lot of time just moving around, and I feel like with the coaching and the money I've invested in coaching, that I need to sit still and spend time in what I've already, it's like what's already in front of me instead of picking up, a new project here, a new plane ride here, a new thing here. It's just too much. It's just too much. So I'm looking forward to the consistency and getting back on the phone, because if I'm looking back on my business, I made the most money when I was consistent with prospecting and on the Zoom calls with Marilu. And that's just the truth. So I need to get back into that mode.
Nice to hear from you, Elenita. And I know you've been coaching with different companies. And I know you hold on. Richard, can you mute?
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
I noticed that you've been paying so much money last year. I know for sure you expend maybe over a 70 to 80,000 in coaching, right?
Probably about 50 last year, about 50 over the last 18 months.
See,
Yeah.
a lot of money.
Mhm.
Where this money is going to. So that's why I noticed that I was checking. I was checking last night. You know, this class, we finished this class, me and Rich, last night about 10 p.m. You know, my time to go to sleep, 9:20, but I stay because we had to finish the class, right?
Yep, that's right.
And after that, I take 20 minutes to start looking into the agents with the Mike Ferry agents, because I'm always follow them because they are 100% disciplined. I noticed that everybody's making so much money. And I was looking into the Facebook and Instagram. They are not 100% active on this. Means they are 100% sold to their business. But they have a good mastermind groups. And you know what? They have a group that they pay $250 just to be part of the group, just to listen to somebody else. And we have everything free. And you know how many people show up? But it's okay. When they see the results, everybody wants to start coming. And I remember Bella told me last time, she was in the class and she said, you don't need to pay more coaches, Marilu. You know a lot. And I say, okay, thank you, Jefa. Nice to hear from you, Elenita. You're going to the right place, to the right direction, amiga.
I'm excited. Thank you.
Dude, you're gonna crush it. I already know. Yeah, because a lot of big thing with coaching, right? It's like, what are they doing? They're teaching you concepts for you to act upon. And if you don't act upon the concepts that they teach you and the accountability they give you, then you're not gonna go anywhere. So that's why instructors and coaches are for. It's to teach you concepts, you know, make you self-discover and figure out where those gaps are in your business. So that way you can focus on that and double down. But you have to put in the work. No one can make you do it. But if
you mentioned that earlier. You mentioned that earlier, and that's such a trigger for me, is that the implementation. You can learn, but if you don't implement it right away, you really just wasted, you wasted your time and your money. So, I mean, the discipline around time is amazing because I'm up every day at 4, just like Marilu. But what I do in between 4 to 7 is not tight enough right now. Based on this call today, it just let me know that I need to go back in and tighten up what I'm doing from 4 to 7 a.m.
You're going to. Got this. You are.
I would love to share this with you guys. I have Danny Morel in here. He always was telling me, stop going to our classes. Just keep on your business. I don't want to see you with these groups like high heels, or I don't know what it is. They have a lot of classes. Don't go. Stay there. Say, okay. So that's very important. Just be completely sold to our business. This is our business. If we don't prospect, if we don't get any listings, if we don't get any closings, no money, no dinero. So 100% sold to this business. Be close to good people. We have to be close to these people who really is prospecting, role play. I just want to be close to good people that I'm going to be able to learn from them. I'm always looking to share with everybody. And I'm always taking classes in order for me to bring this info to everybody, to you guys.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that, Marilu. Does anybody else want to share? I think we have time for maybe 1 or 2 more people. It's very big that if you share, then everyone gets to grow from what you share from. So don't be shy. Let's see. Oh, wow. I guess nobody else learned.
But it's nervous because they need to go back to the phone.
Yeah, they're like, hey, I want to get back on the phone already. I need to make, the 20 to 1, right? We talked about it. If you lead gen for 3 hours and you get an appointment and you make $15K, you made $5,000 an hour, versus if I'm doing X, Y, or Z and I make $15 an hour, there's a big discrepancy. So that's why we got to always be on the phone doing appointments. But definitely these classes are important for growing your value. We want to save time, the 2 hours a day, so that we can grow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, all right, we'll wrap us up, Marilu.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for joining this class today. Thank you for always be part of this group. Sometimes, like, let's say 250 people, they are going to university. How many people they are going to have their graduation? Maybe like 10%, 50%. So this is gonna be the graduation for us. How many people they show up daily? How many people they really want to make money? How many people that really want to grow on this business? So that's why I would love everybody to show up. I would love everybody to keep sharpening your skills, because this is gonna be the only way. This is a great industry that you can make any money. We don't, this business is unlimited. You can make 1,000, you can make 200,000, you can make 500,000, you can make $500, but it's up to you and up to me how much money we want to see.
Yeah, great words right there. Great words. So we will see you guys. Actually, you're gonna hop on to prospecting. Yes.
Yeah, we are going to close the Zoom because we are going to get the recording. And then I'm going to put the Zoom on the next 2 seconds. Okay, thank you, everybody. Let's go back to the phones.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Mary, nice to see you, Mary. She's a Mike Ferry agent too.
Nice to see you.